Welcome to today's demonstration on NetSuite solution for agencies covering revenue recognition. In this demonstration, you will see how NetSuite's revenue recognition engine can save you time, decrease errors, and improve visibility into forecasted revenue. Prior to implementing NetSuite, we hear that revenue recognition is manual, error-prone, and a time-consuming process. Agencies are relying on human calculation and spreadsheets, which is a growing concern with new accounting standards approaching, such as ASC 606. In addition, executives lack visibility into revenue forecast or true deferred waterfall reports. So what can NetSuite offer? NetSuite provides a best-in-breed, robust revenue recognition engine to automate your entire RevRec process while ensuring you are ASC 606 compliant. NetSuite is able to handle simplistic revenue requirements as well as complexities such as managing fair values or merging multi-element arrangements. NetSuite offers a flexible and robust platform to enable you to define rules for how and when you want to recognize revenue. These rules can be defined at the SOW level or the project level. We are able to truly differentiate ourselves from the marketplace by having these rules be completely decoupled from the billing process. So despite billing based on, say, milestone or time and materials, the system allows you to now recognize revenue based on percent complete. So how does this all work? As transactions are processed, the system evaluates the defined revenue recognition rules for how and when revenue will be achieved. Behind the scenes, the system will automatically create a revenue arrangement which stores the defined revenue rules. Each revenue arrangement will have a revenue plan that consists of an actual and forecasted schedule. Now, at month end, or really whenever you're ready to recognize revenue, with one click, the system will look at the revenue plan and automatically create a journal entry with the accurate amount of revenue to be posted for the period. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in the live demo environment. For today's demonstration, we're going to be focusing on how to set up project RevRec rules off of a project. Here's a sample of my logo redesign. You can think of this as an electronic job jacket that really gives me a 360-degree view into all of my project details. But for today, we're really just going to be focusing on the revenue components. So as I scroll down to my financial tab, this is the workspace where I am going to define my revenue recognition rules. So keep in mind, I can go ahead and set these up on a project template, so I'm not having to find them from scratch every time to streamline efficiencies and accuracy across my entire organization. The system gives me the flexibility to define a variety of ways for how I want to recognize revenue. That could be labor-based, a fixed amount, such as milestone, or a set date based on a percent complete or as charged. Let's go ahead and take a rule that we've gone ahead and set up for today. You can see when I go into my revenue plans, I have a variety of ways based on this fixed rule for how I want to recognize revenue. I could go ahead and schedule a recurring date for a portion of the revenue that I want to recognize over the duration of the project. I can go ahead and set fixed scheduled dates, or I can do it based upon the completion of a task or a milestone. We've gone ahead and defined that here. So at each milestone that's related to our work breakdown structure, we've defined a specific amount of revenue that we want to recognize each period. Keep in mind you have the flexibility to go ahead and set this up as a percent of the total charges that are being invoiced out to the client as well. So this is great. I have all my details for my actual revenue plan. We also have the flexibility to go ahead and define a revenue forecast rule, which I've done by specifying this as an even periods pro rata. So it's going to spread the revenue out over the duration of the project. So what does that mean for me? This now allows me to run a comparative analysis to see how I'm tracking to my forecasted revenue. Did the project fall behind? Did we not complete a milestone, which is now preventing me from recognizing revenue? With one click, I can go ahead and run our forecast revenue report. So let's go ahead and focus to this logo redesign that we've been working with. You can see I'm able to pull into a variety of forecasting types into one single report. So we can see exactly how much revenue has been recognized. We've gone ahead and recognized $25,000 for January. We are planning to recognize $25,000. And what the plan means is that we've already gone ahead and actually completed that milestone on that project or job, but we haven't actually created and posted that revenue. And then again, we have our forecasted, which is prorating out the remaining revenue that needs to be recognized based on the rule we've defined on our project. So as an executive, I'm able to quickly see that my actual revenue is tracking in line with my forecast, and I don't have anything to worry about in terms of that project being behind. It enables me to make proactive decisions by having real-time visibility right at my fingertips. So we know where to define our revenue rules, but where can I gain visibility into a schedule of my revenue plans? Again, we can go back to our job record and we have a revenue arrangement that is automatically created for us. This is going to hold all the details for how and when I'll be recognizing revenue. I can go ahead and pop open a revenue recognition plan, and that's going to contain two plans, my actual plan and my forecasted plan. My actual plan is going to give me details for what's actually been recognized, and I have a link to a journal entry to see that that revenue has actually been posted. And here for February, we can see we've gone ahead and completed that milestone task. So it's populating here as that planned revenue that we'll be recognizing for February. In terms of my forecasted revenue, we've gone ahead and defined our revenue recognition rule. The system's referencing that project. And then based on that pro rata rule that we've set up, it's prorating our $100,000 charges that we're going to be invoicing our client out evenly across the duration of the project. So that's great, but my executive team wants to take a look at all my forecasted revenue across the accounting calendar year. I'm able to go ahead and do that by one click running a deferred revenue waterfall report. So instead of spending hours in Excel with outdated data or inaccurate data, I can have a real-time report of my deferred revenue. I now have visibility into that revenue forecasted out by accounting period. And if I had any revenue deferred that was greater than 12 months, the report would show me a bucket titled thereafter to allow me to have visibility to my short-term and long-term revenue. So now let's assume it's month end and I need to post a journal entry to go ahead and recognize my revenue. This typically would have taken me hours in Excel to calculate and then required my manager to spend additional time reviewing my calculations. With one click, I'm able to go ahead and come into a page that allows me to go ahead and post my revenue recognition journal entries. I've gone ahead and narrowed this down to the logo redesign that we've been working with. We can see we have our source transaction, our revenue arrangement for how and when we'll be recognizing revenue, and then based on the rules we set up, the system is automatically calculating $25,000 to be recognized. So after we've gone ahead and defined the rules at the project levels, the system is doing all the heavy lifting for us. It's automating and accurately calculating how much revenue needs to be posted at month end, saving my team an enormous amount of time. So how much revenue has actually been recognized and what's remaining? Do I have visibility into that? Again, with the click of the button, I can go ahead and execute a report and get real-time visibility into even what's actually been billed and where my revenue summary is. So here we look at our logo redesign again, and I can see our total amount that we've gone ahead and charged out to our client, what's actually been billed, and then in terms of revenue, I can see what's actually been recognized, that $25,000 for January, and what's still remaining in our deferral. So these are just a few of the reports that we offer out of the box, but keep in mind, this is just a snapshot of several other reports that you will be able to leverage from day one right at your fingertips. All these reports in real time with one click, you have the ability to drill down into underlying details. So what this means for your business, I'll summarize this in three key takeaways. The first is an accurate and automated revenue recognition process to mitigate risk and errors. Second is a system that will help you prepare for current and future accounting standards because NetSuite is always on the cutting edge of capabilities that keep you in compliance with the latest standards. And lastly, a robust reporting system with real-time visibility into forecasted revenue to enable you to make better informed strategic decisions. And remember, once live on NetSuite's leading practices, there are plenty of advanced features and functionalities to take advantage when the time is right. So as your business grows, NetSuite is there to scale with you.